What's up, guys? Here in the studio, A.S.K. It's gonna be our first video pushed out. Gonna be making a time-lapse video here today. Just something nice and easy, a little talk about the process. We'll see how it goes. This will be hopefully the first of many. Let's get right into it. I find just with the black canvas here, this galaxy painting, I just use straight white, just keeps it easy. It's really forgiving. So you can see I've make a few mistakes here and there, wash it up, but that's all right. We can always tune this up later on. It's not that big of a deal. Keep it loose, have some fun with it. That's really the whole point of this. And that's the whole point of me making these YouTube videos is I'm already creating so much art all the time, and I'm trying to record it and document it and put it up on my Instagram or Twitter, or even push it off on Snapchat sometimes. But I feel just the next step is to start putting out YouTube videos and doing some talk over of the process and how I'm doing it and why I'm doing it, and where I want to end up as an artist. You know, I'd like to be full-time. This is what I love to do. It's what I want to do, and I just enjoy it all the time. So I figured, why not? I guess I should start learning how to edit some videos and put it together, and hopefully, you know, join the community of artists on YouTube and meet some awesome people who are in the industry as well. So you can see for the galaxy, all I did was simply dip my brush in a nice dry brush, let the paint dry for, you know, a minute or so on the brush, and then I would just flick it with my finger and create that swirling pattern of orange, a little bit of teal, just trying to add some depth behind the coins here to give a real feel that they're swirling out into space away from you. Can be a little bit tricky sometimes, add some depth. You can see on the bottom coins here that it's looking real flat. Just haven't achieved that yet. Still early in the process, not a big deal. We'll keep working it out. You know, it's just the way it goes. It's using gold and acrylic for the gold paint, and I always find it never really, you know, adheres to the canvas like I want. I always find I have to do 2 or 3 coats. It's just never what I'm really expecting. It's very tricky to work with, I find. I'm sure there's a really good technique, or maybe mix it with another body of paint. Yeah, if you guys use a different gold or have a different technique for adding this, let me know in the comments. I'm really interested to hear about that. Important to stay loose and not get too focused on detail right now. I added one up in the top corner here to make it appear like it was closer to you, but once I started to step back and took a breather from the painting, I realized that it just doesn't work, and it leads my eye all over the place, and I didn't really like it. So later in the video, you'll see me get rid of it, and I ended up using the wrong black, so I actually ended up having to tape everything off. You'll see soon here. And it just made myself have to go back and do a lot more work than I really needed to. So, you know, maybe plan ahead. That kind of helps. Now we're doing the bags here. I used some raw sienna, added a little bit of white to it. This will be like the lightest color, and I'll go in and add some depth here. I'm trying to add some volume to the bags to really give it weight and make it feel like you could pick it up and feel how heavy it really is. So you can see I'm adding the second color now. I'll add a third. And then I'll come in with a fourth color there, and just like that, they seem to have a little bit more volume. They're still real rough, and I'll clean this up here coming along. Now we're just moving over to the coins, and at this point, I didn't realize, or I didn't decide really what the final painting was going to be like. I was just kind of doing it on the fly. And then halfway through, I decided, with all the hype behind Bitcoin, and so just being really interested in the crypto space and the whole universe behind it and where it's taking us, I decided to use this painting to represent the galaxy, or the universe of Bitcoin and the magic behind it all, and the decentralization of money and moving away from cash and having someone else have your money in the bank when you don't have full control over it yourself. Now we're just starting to add some detail and decided to completely change the color of the money, really brighten it up and make it pop. The darker color I had before was just too flat. Like the saturation was just not there. So we really cranked that up and have a lot of mixed media in my art. I'll use spray paint, acrylic, some gouache, watercolors, oils. It's just, whatever I'm feeling. It's the great adventure of all. It's just testing new things and seeing what you love, trying what you love, and just experimenting. It's so much fun. So I added some white to the back of the coins to try and really show the movement of the coins being sucked into the void, the galaxy of Bitcoin here. I added just a touch of black on the bottom of that bag there. I try to avoid that though, because I don't want to go right to the darkest color ever. I try to avoid that. So right now I'm just using gold with a little bit of touch of white in it to add some value to the coins and make it appear that they have nice shape and volume to them. You can see it coming together on the top right coin here. I almost treated it as a ball, like a sphere per se. Real dark right side, light left side. At first I was kind of worried that it wouldn't look like a coin, but you'll see here coming in the video that it really pops, and I really got the effect that I was happy with. Turned out really nice, I think. For the rest of the coins, again, I'm just going to add in small detail, little less detail, a little more rough and blurry for the coins that I'm trying to make appear further away in the space. Just getting some final touch-ups on these coins, really making them work. As long as you can stay consistent with your values, your lights and darks, it usually works out in the end, even if your perspective is off or the shapes of them don't quite work. I find that you kind of lose that or forget about it once you have nice value in the coin, and it kind of just disappears, and it's a nice way to hide it. So this is actually my first painting I did with like a galaxy space kind of feel. I used to do spray painting galaxies, just like using cups and newspaper to create different type of effects only with spray paint. So I kind of merged that idea into this acrylic painting for the background, and really added a nice effect I really liked. So at this point in time, I'm pretty happy with the bags of money in the bottom right corner. It really feels like there's some light hitting on the front. You can see the shadows on the back side. I really feel like they have some weight to them. So I was quite happy with that. And as for Mickey himself here, I'm just kind of flushing out purples, trying to decide what tone I want, how saturated it's going to be. And it really pops over the black with the gold, and I really was happy with the color I chose for this. For the green, I wasn't sure if it was going to work out in the end. I thought the green might be too much to go with the purple, and the saturation of both colors might drag your eyes around too fast. And again, we're just keeping a simple palette, not too many colors. Want to keep it nice and clean and make it pop. It's very cartoon style. I find myself doing these actually quite often. A lot of people seem to enjoy these, so I find myself pushing to do them a little bit more. But we'll see in later on videos. I'll add some watercolor videos and spray painting videos and just a whole bunch of mixed media stuff, and really whatever I'm feeling at the time. It's kind of the whole point of this, is just to have the freedom to create and never feel locked in that I have to do just one style with one medium. I just don't see that being the way for me in the future. Mickey's from the actual, the old school Fantasia movie, which is kind of cool actually. Kind of had the idea of him raising the money up and shooting the Bitcoin into the universe for everybody to see and understand really what it's all about. And so as long as you're not saying it's an original character by you or trying to claim it like that, it's obviously that, you know, I didn't invent Mickey, but for the actual scene in the background and the whole vibe of the painting, it's, you know, an original idea. Just I added Mickey into it for fun. So, you know, I'm not gonna go say that I made him up. That would just be weird. So here we are, just, you know, add a little bit of shadow to his clothes. A little dark with the camera work. Again, just, you know, feeling it out. Haven't been too much experience in recording in YouTube. Only really ever small social media videos. But I hope you guys like watching the process, and hopes to give you understanding and makes you want to go out and try new things with the paint. I'd love to hear if it did in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought about the whole thing, if the video is too long or too short, and maybe you want more in-depth details on the type of paints, the paint brushes, really anything about it. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on it. So that's it. Overall, I think it was pretty successful. Learned a lot, especially working with the new volume on the bags, with the Galaxy. That's a new technique I never tried. The whole point of this is just me, just to record the process and the journey of me learning how to create, how to be an artist, and what it means to me. By no means I'm a master in any mediums at all, so take what you want from the video. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you did, stay tuned for the next one. Hit the subscribe button, and yeah, stay tuned. Hopefully see you guys again.